Hello Taurus, welcome to the channel. My name is Katie, and in this video we're going to do a 4-month reading for you. So we'll see what messages come up. What I'm going to do is pull out an overall message for each month, okay? So September, October, November, and December. Let's see what is in store for you, Taurus. Okay, what do we need for December and Taurus? Let's see here. Okay. All right. Ooh, I love that for December. Okay, so starting off with September, we have believing in spiritual guidance gives me certainty and the freedom to keep dreaming, even when I can't yet see the results. So I feel like from this card during the month of September, there's something that you guys are wanting to move forward with, a project, a relationship, self-development. There's something there that you're wanting to kind of take a big jump forward, but you're not quite sure how to do that. Like it's almost like you can't see the path. Like you're on this road and there's, oh my gosh, when the clouds come by, I can't think of what that's called. When like the clouds come in, oh my gosh, I hate it when this happens. So there's so many clouds. In the comments, write what it is I'm talking about if I can't remember it. Fog. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're coming through, like you're on this path and there's all this fog and all you can see is like one step ahead. And so during the month of September, I feel like this is kind of like your metaphor, is you're being asked to take one step ahead and just have faith that like you're headed on the right path. Okay, I know that's super scary because we all want to see like the end point, especially when we have a goal in mind. Like you want to see the outcome, you want to be able to visualize it in your mind. But I think during the month of September, you are definitely being asked to really step into this freedom of dreaming about the possible outcome and not necessarily seeing the actual outcome in front of you. So you really need to take time to just have faith in the dreaming process. I know y'all are like, what the hell? But I feel like that is how you're going to get to the end result with the most amount of ease, is if you're just willing to say, okay, I'm going to take this little step. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see how this kind of pans out. Now I'm going to take the next step. Okay. So it's all steps. That is like your overall theme here. Okay, let's pull out a tarot card for September to kind of see more about the energy here. Yes. Okay, so you have the Queen of Wands. I love this so much for you. So the Queen of Wands is very generous, and I feel like you kind of need that as you're stepping for, like taking these little steps forward in September. You need to remember that like you know what needs to happen. Like I feel like there's a lot of you that your type A is coming out a little bit. Like you have this end goal that you want and you're creating this plan in order to get you there. And I think the reason why you're needing to take little steps is because you've created this great plan. You have this vision of like where you want to go in this possible outcome. But the path that you take to get there is going to change. There's going to be like something's going to happen and then you're going to have to adjust. And so if your mindset is so focused on the outcome and accomplishing the goal, you're going to be hitting your head against the wall because you have to be able to adjust. There's definitely this adjustment period coming in. And I think that's why the Queen of Wands has shown up for you, because the Queen of Wands is super confident, is very magnetic, is a mature woman. And I feel like that kind of energy, like this maturity to this process, it needs to come out in you and is actually going to be coming out in you too. Okay, I feel like that's good. let's do some rose cards just to kind of bring out some more of, because I do, yes, I mean, the Queen of Wands is definitely you going through this process. It's you taking the courage, it's you taking the initiative. There is a little bit of like emotion attached to it, just obviously with Wands being emotion, but I feel like that's not like at the forefront of this for you. It is kind of a driving factor in whatever this goal is that you have for yourself. And again, the goal can be a project, a relationship. Like there's something that you have in your mind that you are wanting to go after during the month of September. And it feels very good. I feel like you're going to get there. It's just, I feel like you're getting guidance on how to get to the end point. Oh, that's funny. Okay. So balanced. Okay. All right, so we have Brothers of the Rose. This is all about masculine energy. So I feel like that's very complementary to your Queen of Wands. This is also about protecting. I feel like whatever this goal is, there are people involved that you're kind of doing this for, in a sense. You're at the forefront of it, but there are definitely other people involved. And for some of you too, I feel like there's this protection of your heart. And maybe that could make sense too why the Queen of Wands is coming out. But it feels very much so that you're protecting your heart from whatever is happening as you're moving forward during the month of September. You also have Morning Dew, which is usually a clarity, fresh start, but I feel like for you, it's this positivity, which again brings me back to this Queen of Wands, like attractive, magnetic, like bringing all of these like positive vibes. They're going to be around you during the month of September. So I feel like September is definitely like a very fortuitous time for you to be moving forward in this goal, whatever that looks like. Okay, let's see. What does Taurus have? Let's see, I want to get some more just for the month of September. I do feel like with this Queen of Wands, you have someone coming in that's bringing this sense of like loyalty, stewardship. Soldier keeps coming to mind, but I feel like that's not quite accurate. But like someone's coming in for you, and it could be someone you know, someone you don't, whatever, but someone's coming in during the month of September that's helping you, kind of cheerleading you on. But I feel like they're helping you take those baby steps and helping you move towards your goal. But it's someone like, it's not this big relationship. It's not a twin flame. It's this little energy. It's like this little energy coming through, but it just helps you down the path. Okay, that's how it's coming in. Okay, so let's see now, month of September. What does Taurus need to know here? Okay. Okay. So I do feel like there's going to be some sort of, you have the covenant, sacred contract, and I feel this could literally mean like a contract, like you signing some sort of agreement or coming to an agreement with somebody. I also feel like it's kind of some karmic energy coming. Oh, it's the cat. So whoever's coming in, there's like this karmic debt that they're paying back to you. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. So when this came, you had Fool's Embrace, and I felt like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's interesting. This person is actually the cat. So you actually helped this person transmute their pain. They went through something a year or so ago, 6 months, 18 months, somewhere within that time frame. But they went through something, and that's probably for the majority of you. It could be longer for others, but they were this person. They were like in the fetal position. They were going through a really difficult time, and you were the person that kind of ushered them to take a step forward and then another step. And that's why they're coming back during the month of September to repay that karmic debt to you. Oh, that's beautiful. And it felt like you were really, you really did help them, like in such an emotional, spiritual, and really like friendship, like solid friendship kind of a feel is what I'm getting from that. One thing that came through for you too with this month of September, and I think this has to go through with this. So on the card, it said the freedom to keep dreaming. When I talked about that, I felt a lot of resistance from you, from y'all. And so I feel like this is why this card came up, is this curiosity, is being able to see both sides of this situation and coming to it with a curious nature and kind of like a discovery type attitude where you're excited to dream because you're curious about where the dreaming can take you. So for example, like let's say you're outside on a hammock or something and you're just kind of daydreaming about this goal, about like how could it affect my life? How could I change as a person? How can it change my lifestyle? How can it, enhance the relationships that I have? And you're dreaming about it, right? When you bring that kind of curiosity to it, it's allowing you to manifest in a way that doesn't feel like manifesting. Because for those of you who manifest, it's a lot of work. There's dedication. But when you dreaming's that first stage of manifesting, when you're just dreaming the possibility into reality. And you being curious about that and curious about the dreaming and the possibilities, definitely there's more ease and more magic coming to you during the month of September. How beautiful is that? Okay, let's move into October. October is true manifesting. We were just talking about that. It's about receiving what is of the highest good for all. Okay, I feel like you're on this path, and Kitty's like helping you move forward. You get to this junction where there's a lot more people involved and you have to decide, are you staying on the path alone or are you going down this path that's leading you to almost like this community? I'm getting this sense that a community is coming to you in October. Okay, let's do this first. Okay, let's see what tarot is coming out for the month of October and sweet Taurus. I definitely feel like this community, it's almost like split into two, and that like half the people you can kind of like read the bullshit and the other half you feel very drawn to, but there's also like this element of mystery with both, and this like enticement, like this group is very enticing to you. Okay, Four of Swords. Okay, so when you're coming into this group, like it feels very energetic to you. It feels very like fulfilling is the word that keeps coming. And you feel like it's being a part of this group is going to help propel you towards your goal even more. There's definitely, though, I think this, because it's split into two and there's like the bullshit group and then the group that like you're feeling really drawn to, there's almost like this fear that if you're not part of both, you're missing out. And I don't think that that is the case. I think that when you get to that juncture where you're feeling like, which way do I go? And, oh, that's interesting. For some of you, this could even just be a path or a choice. It's not necessarily a group of people, but there's one that you're just like a choice that is like total bullshit alarms are going off. And then one that it feels good, but it doesn't make sense to you. There's not like the clarity there. Whatever that landscape looks like for you. The Four of Swords is coming in to tell you to really go inward, to really understand how you should move forward in this decision. I feel like your body is gonna be screaming the answer to you, but until you quiet your mind, you're not gonna hear what the body is telling you, okay? Yeah, okay. Let's move on with some rose cards and see what is happening for the month of October with Taurus. I feel like this is a lot of kind of like the energy coming around you. Okay. Oh. Sorry, I hate it when they turn over accidentally. I've seen some readers, like they'll keep the cards turned over. I don't know why it bugs me. It's like with my money too. Money's got it. Cash is when you have cash. It's all going to be facing the right way. Okay, you actually had 3 come out. So let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. There is this total cycle that is happening. Again, that makes sense as to why Four of Swords came up for you. So during the month of October, this is the cycle, okay? You have the child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, tenderness. I feel like there's going to come a point, you know, after you've been making these little decisions where exhaustion starts to set in, and I like mental exhaustion, and you are being asked to really mother yourself at that point in time, to really rest, to give yourself the love and care that you need. So be very mindful when you start to feel that way. That is an indicator that you need to kind of take a time out and really take care of yourself, okay? But then after that period comes, right, you have the bloom, creations realized, right time, harvest, celebrate. I feel like by you giving yourself that time to really nurture yourself and care for yourself, it opens up space for this creative energy to kind of birth, we're gonna say. And then it allows that time for you to really kind of cultivate this idea, this creative energy, and that's definitely going to become like mid-October. But then you come to fertile void. So you're gonna feel this like need to kind of rest, to kind of gear up your energy for this creative endeavor. Then you're gonna execute, everything's gonna like happen, and then you need to rest. You've got this time where you need to go inward and really be assessing how that process was for you. So when you were in the first stage where you're mothering yourself, you're really giving yourself a lot of love and care, and then you're able to execute with a lot more power and a lot more intensity and intention, and then you reflect. Okay, so then reflect on how that worked for you. I feel like this cycle is going to be reoccurring for you. And so during the month of October, this is you understanding that cycle so that you can utilize it to the best of your ability in the future, okay? Okay, let's do shaman now. Let's see. Okay, so month of October, what is Taurus? My gosh, that guy wants to come out. Okay. So again, this is kind of that same messaging a little bit. Okay, so you are going to dive deep. When you get that creative energy, right? That spark, you're going to deep dive into like, you're going to be all into this project, this goal, this relationship, whatever this is, right? And then again, like this, you're straddling two worlds. So do you see how like with this card, some of them are dark, some of them are red? This is that community group or this choice where you feel like you can hear the bullshit and then you want to, move in this direction. This card is saying that you are going to feel torn between both of those worlds. You're seeing that you can see yourself in both situations, both groups. And that's going to be a little bit of a struggle for you emotionally. And so afterwards, let's see this card. When that happens to you, you again got Garden of Venus. This is rest and renewal, right? You're getting a lot of like kind of rest, going inward. I feel like that is very much so your theme for October. I mean, let's go back to what this says, okay? So true manifesting is about receiving what is the highest good for all. And I feel like for the month of October, the highest good for all, for everyone that is involved, is for you to be resting, for you to be really observing how you conduct yourself, how you make decisions in your life. And I feel like that's going to lead to this kind of clarity and this understanding for you that is going to take you into your future and allow you to really have an impact on other people and bring such a positivity to other people. So this, I feel like the month of October is such a learning and explorative month for you, which is exciting. Like it feels really good. Like it feels like a growth period, but nothing like this huge transformation where there's like the pain and suffering and, and that's how you grow. It feels very like restful and easeful. And again, like, right, mothering, self-care, self-love. Okay, let's move on. So we have November now. To begin the practice of allowing, I must get out of the way and let Spirit give me direction. Again, that is why you're going through this process in October, so that you can understand how energy really communicates, how, Spirit communicates within you. It's you going inward, quieting your mind, and really listening to the energy that is within your body, okay? And I feel like then when you're able to kind of practice that a little bit in October, it's really, oh, my poor puppy. I'm so sorry, but I could not let my dog howl that whole time. It just would be distracting and make me sad. Okay, I've recentered here. Okay, so November. To begin the practice of allowing, I must get out of the way and let Spirit give me direction. Okay, so how can Taurus go about doing that during the month of November? Okay, so you have Ace of Pentacles. That is so interesting. Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, so Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, having like this lack of money, a poor mindset around money, feeling that lack, okay? And the reason why that's coming in is because that's something that you need to be aware of as you're moving forward with this spiritual growth. So you've gone through this whole process during October, right? Where you're resting, listening, giving yourself care, you're implementing, and then you're observing, right? That whole cycle. During November, you're going to kind of teeter-totter on this plane, for lack of a better word, plane of like the materialism and the spiritualism, right? So I think that you need to be wary of having this lack mindset when it comes to your financial stability, because just being spiritual doesn't mean that you can't have material wealth or material stability, financial abundance. A lot of people feel like it's either or, and those things can 100% coexist. So keep that in mind during the month of October, or November, excuse me. I do feel like that is going to be a little bit of a struggle, if I'm being honest, okay? Let's pull some rose cards for Taurus in the month of November. What does Taurus need to know? I love this. Okay. The first one that came out is very good, and it's going to help you through that kind of lack mentality, okay? Oh, I love this. Okay, these are so clarifying the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so we have the Anointed. Usually this has to do with like leadership for you guys. So this month, this has to do with gifts, okay? Remembering that you have spiritual gifts, soul gifts. When you are starting to get this like lack mentality, really, really focus in on the spiritual gifts that you have, your ability to manifest, your ability to journal, your meditate, the answers that you get when you meditate. When you go through this process that we talked about during October, that is a gift for you to really understand who you are energetically, okay? And there's a lot of wisdom that can come from that, and it offers a lot of answers that we have during this life. So really be focusing in on those gifts and allow that to help you get through the lack mentality, okay? You also have roses without thorns. You have the right to your joy, peace, and sweetness of life. And I feel like when you can have this attitude, when you get that lack mentality, this is going to be the thing that keeps you from, getting into any sort of funk or depression or anything. Like, you can still choose to have joy and find joy in your life, even when you have that lack mentality come in. Like, you can control that. And I feel like you will be able to control that with this whole process that you're learning, okay? I'm so excited to hear how this all goes for you guys. I hope you all comment on that, because I'm curious to see how October is for you all. Okay, let's see Taurus for the month of November. What else do they need to know? Yeah, okay. All right, so, okay, these again are clarifying, because this is a little bit of a struggle for you, this lack mentality. You have Perfect Storm, which is step into the courage of life. I feel like this is asking you to really step into your spiritual side. Really like lean into it during the month of November. And when you do that, there's going to be so much magic around you. You're going to be able to like see all this little stuff and not see the lightning bolts. That's what I'm getting. You also have many masks, which is authenticity. I think that when you can just accept that there is both the material side and the spiritual side to you, when you can accept that you have a spiritual side and really embrace it and take off that mask. I'm not saying you need to declare it to the world, but declaring it to yourself and taking off that mask is, I just felt like this weight lifted, like whatever, is this an umbrella? Oh no, it's another mask. As I was saying that though, I felt like that was lifting off of your shoulders, right? The weight of that. No one needs to know that you're a spiritual person but you. I always say that your spirituality is something so personal that you don't need to share it. And the people that you do choose to share it with should be significant people that you trust with it, right? Like anything else. I do think this is kind of like when you are struggling with that lack mentality, you're being asked to look above the fray and really see, like, try to take yourself out of the situation and get like that bird's eye view of really what's going on. And you're going to realize that there's not really a lack here. This is all a mentality. It's a mindset, but you really don't have lack. Your needs are met. You have, a place to live, you have clothes, food, all of that stuff. I think maybe that you're getting distracted by the materialism, right? We're all on Instagram. We see all these influencers that drive me bonkers. We think we have to live that life. And we all know it's fake. We all know that they're putting their best foot forward. It's all curated content, which is why I don't get on Instagram much anymore, because it drives me bonkers. Okay, let's wrap this up for December. In stillness, I receive. It's going back to this card in October, okay? I feel like after you make it through this lack mentality, there is such a lesson there that if you don't take December to be still and go inward, you're going to miss the lesson. And then it's going to happen again to you because you didn't learn your lesson. Because that's just how the world works. Okay, let's see what tarot can come out for more clarification for Taurus in December. Okay, you have the Chariot in reverse. This is why you're supposed to go into stillness. All of this stuff is going to be a little overwhelming, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And so during the month of December, there's a wall that's going to come up and you're going to feel blocked. The way to unblock this wall is to be still and to receive guidance. Okay? That is beautiful. I know I'm sure you're like, oh my God, December's going to suck. No, it's not. It's not at all. This is actually very, very beautiful. It feels very restful and respectful. It just feels really good. It feels very needed too. Okay, let's see what else does Taurus need to know for December. Get a couple rose cards out here. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so as you're going into this stillness, you need to ground. Be in nature as much as possible. I don't know if you all do the ground energetic cord where you envision roots from the base of your spine growing down into the earth and really grounding your energy and making you feel secure and safe. But that's something that you can definitely, you're being called to do in December, is to find more grounding. Okay, you are going through this process in preparation for a transition, a transformation. There's definitely like a growth process that I feel like is coming the first half of next year. The more that you are attuned spiritually in the next 4 months, and the more that you go inward and really, really practice this cycle, the more you practice this cycle, the easier this transition in the new year is going to be on you. Okay, let's do some shaman cards. This feels really good though. Okay, let's get some cards for Taurus. Thank you. Let's see. Ooh, okay. That's funny. Okay, so you have Lost Compass, but then at the end you have Fortune's Wheel. What are the odds that you're getting both of those? Okay, you also have Beloved and Skywriting. So I feel like as you're being still during the month, can't pick these up. As you're being still during the month of December, the whole purpose is for you to get back to integrity. It's for you, your soul, to get back to what feels good to it energetically, which is why you're being asked to be still so much and to give yourself that love and care and have, I feel like this last 4 months, if I was to wrap it up in one word, observance for you. You are really supposed to observe you, how you feel, where you make choices from. Like, are you making them all from your head, your heart, your gut? Are you listening to the full body? Really observing your behaviors and your actions during the next 4 months, okay? There definitely does need to be, I feel like this radical acceptance is kind of coming back to like this and like the integrity card. You just need to accept that you're a spiritual being. You've opened up that door already. You've accepted it. You need to kind of level up that acceptance is what I'm seeing. Because there's definitely an energy like burning up in you. Like I just see this as like, you know, one of your like chakra areas, and it is like ignited, but now we need to grow it. You need to grow it. And this process is allowing you to grow it. Also, this is all faded for you. I feel like you're needing to hear this message that this is kind of, again, like with this, like the sacred contract, this process was made for you. Like this is something that your soul, your spirit has been asked to go through and to learn, and it's, you're going to keep recycling this until you have learned this lesson. But I feel like so many of you, this is going to be such a positive thing and you're going to grow so much, but in such a, it feels like in a lighthearted manner. Like it just feels light. It doesn't feel like there's this deep struggle and pain. Like it, I feel like a lot of you are really open to having this experience, which is probably why it feels very light for me. And then I feel like this is definitely taking you, again, what we talked about. Towards the end of December, you're lining yourself up, getting the timing right for this bigger transition to happen. I feel like there's going to, yes. Before I even saw this part, I felt like this light igniting, and then I saw this and I was like, oh yeah, like next year, y'all are gonna be on fire next year, I think, like energetically, spiritually, like there's something big coming for you. I can just feel that here. Ooh, and you're just kind of in this prep mode where this big thing wants to come, but you're not ready for it yet. So you can take these 4 months as this prep time for observance, really just observing yourself and how you function in this world, because you understanding that on a deeper level is going to give you so much clarity that it allows you to move into this new stage and this transformative time next year in such a beautiful way. Oh, Taurus, I'm so excited for you. Oh my gosh. Okay, if you like this reading, please be sure to check out your sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, all of them, so you can get more of a clear picture of what Spirit's trying to say for you. Please like and subscribe if you like these videos, and hit the notification button so you know when I've uploaded new content, okay? Taurus, I love you guys. I will see you next time.